Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. No matter what time it is that you're tuned into this video, we just hope that you are doing good. This is day 27 and we've given you a ton of value, which I hope you're already getting some results from. Drop those testimonies. Let us know what you're experiencing, the success that you're having, because it's good for not only you but for us, because we understand the power and the value of what we're given. We just love to see those testimonies because it keeps us going. Yesterday we talked about what you actually had in the platform of My Econ, what products you actually have, how you can use those products not only for yourself but also to give or sell to someone else to help solve their problem. Remember, when you're in business, when you have a product or service that you provide, you're in the business of solving problems. So we gave you about 10 ways that you can solve the problem of someone else. Hopefully the challenge yesterday, or the call to action yesterday, was for you to buy one of those products from yourself. So hopefully you did, and you're on the verge of experiencing the results that that product can provide. But today, right in conjunction to what you have as a business, what you have in the form of your products, we want to tell you what your number one asset is. And before we dive too deep, I want to introduce who we are. If you don't already know, we are Mr.
and Mrs.
Smith. And in this video, we want to talk about your number one asset. Your number one asset is a business, and we're going to break it down numerically so you can see exactly what we mean and why we say that, so you'll understand we're not just trying to get you to sell this product or service or just become this spokesperson of My Econ. No, we want you to get results from what My Econ can provide via the credit strategies, the financial strategies, the tools, the software, and all of those things. But if you decide that you want to go ahead and take it full force and benefit from the business side of it, it can be your number one asset.
Yeah, so hopefully you guys, during this part of the challenge, or, being this far into the challenge, you understand everything that My Econ has to offer. You understand how this is a platform for yourself, bettering your credit, getting your debt elimination plan, investing in your future, and making money. And then on the flip side, the option to help other people and actually build a business off of that. All right, so let's get into it. What is your number one asset? All right, so this is what we want to show you. When you have a home-based business like My Econ, your everyday expenses could be written off on your taxes during tax time. You remember when we did that brief training going over the common tax deductions? You remember when we did that brief training yesterday talking about all of the products, all of the services? You remember the 5-day credit challenge, which is another way that we are using to build our business? Well, guess what? Some of your everyday expenses can be written off on your taxes. Here's some examples, okay? Let's look at your mortgage. Let's say you already have a home. Your mortgage is $1,000 a month. Well, guess what? If you have a home office, somewhere that you work from, 20% of your mortgage can be written off on your taxes. That's $200 a month, $2,400 a year. Let's look at utilities. You can't be sitting in the dark in your home office, right? Let's say you're paying $500. Well, guess what? 20% of that is $100 a month, $1,200 a year. Then let's talk about that cell phone, right? We all have one. You're probably watching this video on your cell phone. $100 a month. Now that's pretty low, right, for today's cell phone, but we're just going to roll with it. 85% of that can be written off on your taxes. That's $85 a month, which is over $1,000 per year. So hopefully you're seeing the vision. And you guys, all of this is listed on the IRS website. We went over some of these in the common tax deductions, which is also in your document center on your My Econ website, okay? So you can verify all of this information as it pertains to taxes. Then let's talk about mileage. As it's associated with business, did you know that you can actually be reimbursed or credited, let's say, for every single mile that you drive. Let's say you're driving to a business meeting, okay? My econ has those. Let's say you're driving to a conference. Let's say you're driving to a training. Let's say you decided to host your own event. You're doing a networking event. Let's say you're joining some type of Toastmasters event where you're learning to speak and really grow within this business. Well, guess what? Your miles to that meeting or event and your miles back home is tax deductible. Now, it fluctuates every year, but in this example and at one time, it was 56 cents per mile. 10,000 miles at 56 cents per mile, guys, $5,600 per year.
Think about it. Most people drive their vehicle about 12,000 miles a year. That's the average. So 10,000 of those miles, if that happens to be business miles, guess what? You're writing a ton of that off. A lot of people save a lot of money by using the mileage and understanding that all of these things are things that you're going to do anyway, for one. But for two, now that you incorporated business with those things, you get the right percentages of them off. That's powerful. I would love to just understand, or when I first understood that, hold on, I'm going to pay mortgage or rent anyway. I'm going to pay utilities anyway, cell phone anyway. I'm going to drive my car anyway. You mean to tell me that if I make it business everywhere I'm going, that I can write off a chunk of the money that I'm already going to spend anyway? It just made sense. Let's talk about the meals and entertainment, shall we? With meals and entertainment, and this shifts a little bit too, depending on, what's going on in the tax laws, how they change. But meals and entertainment is an area that you should keep your records in every single month, every time you're making business expenses in conjunction to meals and entertainment, especially when you're traveling and going out of town. Then at the end of the year, you let your tax preparer determine what of that is acceptable and what is not. But let's just say you spend $200 in meals and entertainment on throughout the year, and 50% of that can typically be written off. It's even more if you're traveling. It'll be 100%. But for this example, 50%. So let's say you're doing that $100 a month. $100 a month. For the year, that's $1,200 that you get to write off in meals and entertainment if you're writing off $100 a month, but you're spending 250% of that $200 gives you the $100. So $1,200 for the year. Most people, we did the math, go out to eat and spend at least $5,000 a year. But in this example, just understand that you can write off 50% of that when you're doing business. This could be you sitting down with a prospect or a client or a potential client, and you have a meal or something to drink or some coffee, and now you're writing that off. This could be a meal that you went out with some friends, but you told them, look, I'm getting exposed to this information that's teaching me how to go about writing off things business related, and you expose them to my econ or your business or the 5-day credit challenge. Now you're able to write these things off. Understand, the reason why you're able to write these things off is because you're in pursuit of a profit. You're doing business, and that's one of the qualifications, if you remember, for the common tax deductions, that you must be doing business and in pursuit of making money. It's simple and plain. The internet. Most people have the internet. You're listening to this video via the internet, whether you're using Wi-Fi or you're using your own data. Let's just say you spend $50 a month on the internet. Guess what? You get to write 100% of that internet off. Why? Because no business in this day and age can function without the internet. So it's mandatory and necessary that you have the internet. So you're able to write it off because there's so many things that you're going to do using the internet, like tune in a training and push out content of your own, hopefully, and now you're able to write off the internet bill that you were already paying anyway. So that's about $50 a month. You're writing off $600 for the year. Now this all adds up. I know each one might not seem like a lot, but if you tally everything up, all of these deductions total up to $12,000 and $20 for the year. So $12K for the entire year of money that you were going to already spend anyway. Now imagine that you made $40,000 for the year, $50,000 for the year. Instead of them taxing you on the entire amount that you spent or the entire amount that you earned, which was that $40,000 or $50,000, they have to deduct a portion of that because $12,000 plus went towards you building your business. So now you're being taxed on less money, and that's a whole nother ballpark of you keeping more of your cash flow. So let's talk about what that looks like. When you have $12,000 plus the deductions, you get to get state, and well, it has to be taxed because it's viewed as income. It's kind of weird how it works, but it's viewed as income. So that money has to be taxed. So it's taxed about 30%, give or take, depending on your tax bracket, depending on your state, and you know how those tax laws work in your area. But just for this example, 30% of that is taxed. Okay, no problem. 30% of $12,000 is $3,600 that you're able to get as a net tax deduction. That's not too shabby because that's almost like 100% in cash flow, because when you get tax deductions, it's net versus when you make money from a job and it's gross. And this is just a brief example. If you go out and work for $100 at a job and you get paid that $100, then you bring home 80 of that. You don't bring home the full $100. With the state and federal taxes, that $3,600 is yours that you'll get in the form of either a refund, in the form of actually tax savings throughout the year or quarterly, depending on how you go about keeping those records. Not to get too detailed in that area, but understand the power in that $3,600. Now, let's just say, for example, that while building your business, going out to do meetings and tune in to training, that you were able to earn $2,400. That's not too bad, but of course it can be a lot higher. So this is just a person working a business part-time, more than likely. They're earning $200 a month. So for the whole year, they earn $2,400. That's business income. Let's proceed. The total earned when you consider the tax deduction standpoint plus the business income is $6,000. So that's $3,600 plus $2,400. That's $6,000 total earned. Now, this is why we say that this is the number one asset. Because in order for you to earn $6,000 from other areas like investments, and we believe firmly in investing, in order for you to earn that same $6,000, you have to have more money. But if you have a business, that $6,000 can be earned a lot easier. Here's what I mean. If you were investing and you had your money invested in the bank, and the bank is paying a lot less than 1%, but we'll put 1% here for the example. And if you had $600,000 sitting in the bank or sitting in a savings account that they told you was going to gain some interest, it would take $600,000 just to earn $6,000 on that money. Why is this important? Because most people don't have $600,000 just sitting around in the bank. Mm-hmm. And the fact that it's going to take that much money to earn you the same $6,000 that you can get from having a business with tax deductions is insane. Let's say that you decided to put it in some type of other investment account that's a little bit safer, or a little bit more aggressive, but at the same time it earns you a little bit more money, 3%. So let's say you put it in some type of some type of account that allowed for you to earn your money to grow 3%. We won't get into the categories just yet. But you would need $200,000 in that account in order to pay you $6,000. In order for your money to earn $6,000, you need $200,000 in that account. Last but certainly not least, let's say you had a 6% return from some type of Roth IRA or some type of other mutual fund or some other account. You would need $100,000 in that account yielding you a 6% rate of return in order for you to see that same $6,000. Well, this is what we say. If a person just starts their business, and if they start their business and it's $179, which that's what it used to cost in order to be a part of this membership that you now have access to. But for you, the number is even sweeter. Let's say you paid $100 to get in and you're paying $35 a month. The fact that you can take that small investment and turn it into a $6,000 return on your investment is just as good as having $600,000 sitting in a savings account earning you little to no money, $200,000 in an account earning you 3%, $100,000 in another account earning you 6%. You can get that same $6,000 from your business and invest it in places that can yield you even higher rates of return. So this is why Your business is your number one asset. Don't sleep on it.
Yeah, and let me also add that you can do that, you guys, in a way shorter amount of time. You know, $600,000 sitting in the bank at 1%, it's not going to yield you a $6,000 return that year. It may not be for 5, 10, 15, 20 years just to yield that $6,000 return. But in your business, you can work your business, you can get those tax breaks, you can earn business income, and $6,000 could be something that you make monthly. How about quarterly? Whatever you want, you can do because you are in complete control. So this is what we need you to understand. Your business is your number one asset. It's just a matter of you strategizing your way to wealth. That's all we got. You got anything else to add?
Yeah, this is what you got to understand. Everything that we talk about is strategy, not guesswork, not hearsay. We just wanted you to see it numerically so you can understand that the money that you're already spending, if you are not doing something business related, you're losing at the least $6,000 a year, and you're missing out on $12,000 plus in tax deductions off of things you're going to do anyway. We want you to get strategic about your money, strategic about how much money you keep so you can build wealth, not just work to pay bills and then look up one day and have no money. So this is your number one asset. We strongly suggest, highly recommend that you tap into it, even if it's not building my econ or sharing the 5-day credit challenge, which we feel like that's an easy way to start earning some income. Find something that you're passionate about. Find something that you're already good at or that's a hobby and turn it into a business and tap into the My Econ principles and strategies and understand how you can keep more of your cash flow by implementing this strategy.
All right, guys, that's all we got. Mr. and Mrs. Smith,
signing out.